No, get your foot off me. Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Preston, and I'm here with...
Breanna Pimentel.
This is my sister. Just so everyone knows, I call her Nina. So if you hear me say Nina, I'm talking to her because there's no one else here. And this is a typical podcast. I didn't post an episode last week because I was going to get Daniel. Daniel was going to be here, and we were going to do a normal episode, but he was sick, and he was like, I probably shouldn't come. And I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't come. So that's the reason why I didn't post one last week. But I have you here, my sister.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm here.
You're here.
And I'm very excited.
Yeah. And I'm going to be sitting really weird this episode because just recently I broke my ass. And yeah.
Does it still hurt?
It hurts. Yeah, it does hurt.
I was going to give you ibuprofen and ice.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's tell the story of how I broke my ass.
Okay. Can I tell the story? Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, you can tell the story.
Okay. So, right before this shelter in place started, I bought myself a one wheel because I was like, I'm going to have a shit ton of time on my hands. I might as well get a one wheel and ride that shit around.
Yeah.
And
a one wheel it's pretty self-explanatory. It has one wheel and it's like a weird electronic type device.
Yes, it's a skateboard.
Vehicle thing.
Yeah, it's a skateboard with a sensor on the pads and then a giant wheel in the middle.
Yeah.
And it senses the amount of pressure you're putting down onto it. And so I bought that, and I live in San Francisco, but now I'm staying with my fam bam.
Yeah, okay.
You are my fam bam.
Okay.
And I brought it out to show it off, and I was like, Preston, you want to try it out?
And I wasn't interested at all, but then I was like, sure, why not? I'm not doing anything. Sure, let me see what this is. I don't know what this is. And then you showed me, and I was like, this is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he did not take my advice when I was like,
No.
I was like, you can go on it, but I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to help stabilize you as you go, and only go straight on the sidewalk.
You were taking so long to explain how to do stuff.
Because it's dangerous.
And I got the idea. You
got the idea.
I understood it. I understood. You put one foot on one side of the wheel.
We're off tracking from the story. Let's get to the part where you fell.
No, I'm not off track. No, I put one foot on the one side, the other foot on the other side. Okay? Mm-hmm. And it was pretty simple. And even you were impressed. You're like, wow, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, because you're doing pretty good, but you didn't let me explain long enough to explain, like, how to stop and how to stabilize yourself.
That doesn't matter.
But, okay, do you want to explain the part how you fell?
So I started going, and then I didn't know how to turn this at this weird angle part thing. I was running towards the bush, but then I did maneuver it, but I was, like, losing my balance. So I lift one foot up, but that wasn't the foot where it was accelerating. So I kept going, and then it speeded up.
Yeah, he fell.
And then I fell.
He fell hard.
I fell right on my ass.
He didn't bail very easy. You're supposed to, like, because there's sensors here, you're supposed to, like, just, like, both feet jump off. But he kept the foot with the sensor on. He jumped with, like, one foot and then tried to do the other, but then the board propelled you forward.
Yeah. I did the wrong foot, and then I fell, and it hurt, and I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, you actually kind of, like, spun when you landed. Aren't you glad I made you wear a helmet, though?
I didn't hit my head.
Oh, it looked like you did.
No.
Oh, okay.
It went straight to my ass.
Well, safety first.
There wasn't a helmet on my ass.
There could have been.
No. No, and then even, like, I don't know if you saw, but when in the kitchen when we were eating, I sat on a pillow.
That was hilarious. Yeah. Yeah. So right after that, like a half hour after that, our parents made dinner and we were sitting down.
Yeah.
And Preston, like, I could just see he was, like, in pain. He was, like, slightly moving and stuff, and I was, like, looking at him, and he was looking at me, and we were, like, making, like, communications with our eyeballs.
Yeah, you were like, are you in pain? And I was like, yes, I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah. And then our mom was, oh God, I hope mom's gonna see this.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't.
The mom was like, what's wrong with you, Preston? And then, like, we tried to, like, steer away from the conversation. Preston's like, nothing wrong.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just stretching.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because if we told her that he fell on the one wheel, like, she would never let him go on it again.
Yeah.
Or me. She would, like.
She would get mad at you.
Yeah. Yeah. When Preston fell, And I looked at his back. He just has like a little bit of like road rash on his like lower back / butt.
Yeah.
And like after I checked and I was like, okay, he's fine. He didn't break anything. I was like, Preston, you're not gonna tell mom, are you?
Yeah, she was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then when I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine," she's like, "Don't tell mom."
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like that's the first moment we've ever had like that.
Yeah,
Where
I don't fall too much. Like there's not a lot of stuff where I've been like I've fallen and like have like really gotten hurt, but like that hurt a lot.
Yeah, it didn't look fun.
When we were like kids or something, do you remember we had like a shopping cart one time? And it was like a bunch of like neighborhood kids. And we were like walking and then we went to Target and we got Crocs or something like that.
Yes, I think about that all the time actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't fully remember what the story was. But like it
It
was
wa-
just a bunch of neighborhood kids and then you were there, I was there.
Yeah, it was us and the neighborhood kids. And so
The old neighborhood kids.
Yeah. I don't really remember their names. I feel bad, but I remember what they look like.
Yeah.
Okay, let me paint the picture.
Yeah, please.
So
Please do.
we live right next to a mall. And so what happened on that day is like that was the thing for me at that time.
Just to go
I
to
was
the
like
mall.
12, was just to go to the mall and hang out and like buy snacks at Target or energy drinks.
Yeah, because that's what.
Because
yeah.
I think I was 13. You guys were like, I was 13, 14. You were like
I was like 7.
6, 7. Yeah. And so we all like, some kids had like rollerblades on, some had like bikes, and we went to Target. Like that was the thing. We went.
There was
to
like
Target.
there was like 5 or 6 of us.
Yeah, there was a good group of us.
Yeah.
And we all went to Target just to hang out. But then when we went into Target, like the kids who had rollerblades on and things like that, and our like devices we used to get there, we couldn't just walk around the store with them, so we put them all in the shopping cart. And like that's why they put Crocs on, because they didn't have shoes on because they had rollerblades on.
Really? That's why. Because I remember like we walked by like this weird like sewer type system, and then like some people threw their Crocs into it or something.
Yeah. Yes, we did. That was the sewer by Bunker, I think.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, because we went to Target first, and then they couldn't just walk around with the rollerblades on, so I think we
stole them.
we stole them.
Yeah.
we stole the Crocs. They put them on their feet, and then we walked around Target, and then we left.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
In my little kid mind, I was like, we had Crocs. Somehow we just got them.
Yeah, I think that we put them on, and we just like, I didn't need to wear the Crocs, but like the ones who had rollerblades on just put the Crocs on.
We weren't the ones stealing.
No.
We were just around thieves. Little kid
But I was
thieves.
also the oldest one there.
Yeah,
I orchestrated it.
No. Well, that's way to be a good influence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that moment, and then yesterday when you fell are like very significant hangout moments for me
Yeah.
and you.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
because we were being rascals.
Yeah. we were being rascals.
Yeah.
Rascals. Okay. You ask me like some like sibling stuff.
Sibling stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to. You always get annoyed when I ask you stuff.
No, well, I won't get annoyed now unless it's something really dumb.
Something really dumb?
Yeah, please don't let it be something dumb. Like if you ask me why do I like this couch or something, that would be really dumb.
Why do you have to quantify a question as being dumb like that? A question's a good question.
What does that even
There
mean?
are no dumb questions.
There actually are.
No,
There are several dumb questions.
I don't think so.
There's dumb questions in the world.
Mm-mm.
Why?
Questions are only
Oh my
seek-
god.
more knowledge.
Oh my god.
We always went to the cabin growing up. What was like your favorite memory?
Going to the cabin. My favorite memory. I don't know if this is my favorite, but this is the most memorable. Like when I was like 7, we went to like the hill to go sledding, and we brought like my class at the time or whatever, they had like this teddy bear, they called it Max, and every week one student would bring it home for the weekend or something. So I brought Max with me because that's what the class was like. All right, Preston, it's your turn. Watch the teddy bear. And I was like, okay. So I brought it to the cabin, and then I went sledding with it, and I remember like I hit a tree really hard one time with it, and I was like, I don't know if that's just the most memorable right now that I could think of.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know if it's my favorite though.
Yeah. I think mine, it's not my favorite, but the one that I remember the most is like you were really little, maybe 5, and mom and dad were just cleaning the cabin. And I really wanted to go to the park, and they were just taking such a long time to clean. And they were like, oh no, we'll go later. But I wanted to go then at that moment, and we could walk there pretty easy. So, but I was too scared to go by myself. So I like got you to go with me. I was like, Preston, you want to go to the park? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, let's go. So then instead of going through the front, I had us go down the back of the cabin, down that hill.
I kind of remember this.
And I thought mom and dad would catch us. So I had us go through the pasture. And we were going to the park. And you got hella excited and you were super down to go to the park. But then I started getting scared because I was like, oh, you're really little. And like I couldn't really control you. I've never, ever been able to tell you what to do, even when you were tiny.
Okay.
You weren't even in school yet, I don't think. And I was like getting really scared. And I was like, okay, Preston, let's go back. And you just kept going for it. And I like wasn't strong enough to like pick you up to bring you back. And so eventually mom and dad did catch up with us, but I remember being really scared.
Yeah, I don't remember this. Never mind.
Yeah.
I remember you like when I was like older and you were a little older, we went to the park and you brought me to the park because you didn't want to go by yourself. And all you did there was text your boyfriend at the time.
Yeah, it was probably a different time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this other time I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, this park is like the only place that has Wi-Fi where our cabin is. So like
not even at Wi-Fi
or
at
not,
that time,
or
just
like
reception.
just so you can like reception where you could like send texts to people. So that was like the place to go. Oh yeah, I have a memory. We were doing like a sleepover. I was friends with the little brother. You were friends with like the older sister.
Mm-hmm.
And we were having a sleepover here, and then it was like night, getting like pretty dark. And
At the cabin?
No, it was here.
Here?
Yeah. So it was us two and then them two, and it was getting pretty late. And I remember we were like, with the room with like the window or whatever, we kept hearing this loud noise, and it was like super windy and stuff. And like, you were freaking out, and they were freaking out, and I was freaking out, and I don't remember exactly. I don't know. It's not really.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
We were here and we were like hearing loud noises, and then you were like getting scared, and I was getting scared because you were scared. Whole lot of scared because you were scared, you know?
I don't remember that at all.
Really?
But I do remember there was a time I was in high school. I was a freshman. I was 15, so you must have been 8. And I had 2 friends staying over. We were here in this living room. We were like watching TV, and we've always had this chair nudged in this corner like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the middle of the night and we're watching TV, and you like I think you were sleepwalking. You sleepwalk over here, and I'm like, hey, what's up, Preston? What's going on? I'm like talking to you, and you just ignore me. And then you go and you sit behind this chair. And then I was like, Preston, what are you doing? And then you eventually like stood up and walked back to your room. And then I was like, that's me. My friends were like, that's weird. And we looked, and there and then you went to the bathroom.
What?
You were sleepwalking, and you like took a shit.
Wait, what?
Right behind this chair. Yeah.
Well, how old was I?
You were like 8.
Okay.
Because it was with my friends Mackenzie and Amanda. They were staying the night.
So you're telling me I was asleep. I came walking over and you're like, oh, hey, what's up, Preston? I sat down behind a chair.
Yeah, I was talking to you. I was like, Preston, what's going on?
I said,
and then
what? I sat down behind a chair, and you're like, what's going on? And then I got up and I walked away, and you're like, what were you doing? And then you look, and there was shit.
Yeah, you went behind this chair, and then like you disappeared behind it for a second. I was like, what's up? And then after a minute, you stood back up without saying anything and walked back to your room, and then there was just poop there. You've never done it again. It was just that one time.
Well, I'm glad I've never done it again.
Yeah.
That could be a real issue if that was like just part of my everyday life. Just wake up in the morning, or not even wake up in the morning, and I see there's a pile of shit, and I would get confused. Who did it?
Well, if that ever happens, you know it's you.
Oh my God. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that at all.
Yeah. There was also another time. I cleaned it up, by the way. There was also another time where you were really little. Probably like 5.
Yeah.
And I was watching you and mom and dad were like off working or something when they worked at Montalvo, and then they came back home and they were like, "Where's Preston?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know." So we thought you were hiding, and we looked all around the house for you, and we couldn't find you.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't in your room. You weren't like, we couldn't find you anywhere.
Yeah.
And then right when like mom was about to like call the cops, because we could not find you in the house anywhere. Right when mom was about to call the cops, because we genuinely had no idea where you went, we found you. Remember, you know how you like to sit on this bench right here on the kitchen table?
Mm-hmm.
You were just passed out on that bench.
I was just asleep.
You were just asleep.
I was asleep in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And you guys couldn't find me?
But not on the bench that you normally sit on like the side.
Yeah.
By where my painting is hanging.
Yeah.
And so you're just like curled up in a little ball right there. And we just like, why would we think to look there? You know, we were like looking at rooms, looking under beds, looking behind doors. But you're just sleeping in the kitchen.
Yeah. When was the first time you realized the middle finger was like not nice?
I don't know. I was probably in junior high or something.
Yeah, because I know when I was in elementary school, some kid did it. Some old, obviously like a 6th grader was like, "Oh, hey, do this," because I was younger, and they were like, "You should do this." And then I was like, "What does that mean?" And it was like, that means I like you. So, you know, a kid.
Kids are the worst.
Yeah, that's what a kid would do. So I would go around to people, and he would tell me. And he told me that, and I was like, okay. So then I would just go walking around like, hi, and just pointing the middle finger at everyone. And then I saw there was like a teacher, and I was like, hi, miss, and then like whatever her name was, and then she was like, oh, and she was like, Preston, do you know what that means? And I was like, it means I like you. And she's like, and then she started laughing.
That's funny.
Yeah, we got a little break, so I grabbed some candy. My favorite candies, Airheads.
Those are your favorite candies.
Huh?
Those are your favorite candies.
Yeah, blue Airheads. Is my tongue blue?
Yeah, it is. We love blue everything. The first time we went to Hawaii, we went to Hawaii.
The snow cone?
Yeah, we went to a Hawaiian shaped ice stand, and we went and we were trying to hide the fact that we went from, do you remember who? Was it mom?
Yeah, we were like, we didn't want, cuz she wanted the snow cone.
Yeah, but we couldn't bring it back or something because it would melt.
Yeah.
So we just went and we got it because we were out and about anyways. So then we got snow cones or the Hawaiian shaved ice.
Yeah.
And
I got a blue one, and everyone else got like not
I got a red
obvious.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I had it, my tongue was super blue.
Yeah.
And then when we came back,
there was no hiding it.
There was no hiding it. Yeah.
I actually have the picture of it posted on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a long hair, and I was tiny, but I was big.
Yes.
Yeah, so what I like blue Airheads, but I kind of don't like that. I don't know how I feel about like the tongue thing, you know, like where it like stains your mouth. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, I've always kind of been like not embarrassed, but like avoiding stuff, so that way it's like, oh, why is your mouth blue? Or because then everyone always makes a comment like, your mouth's blue, and it's like, yeah, I know, obviously, I'm the one that ate something that was blue. Like if you're at like a kid's party or something, and then you have like some candy. It's like I want to have it, but like I almost don't do it, so that way I don't have to explain to people why my mouth is blue. Thank you for being here. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching or / listening. This is a typical podcast, and yeah, this is it. It's on.
Sick.
Yeah.